Welcome to As Above.
So below,
I'm Kisha, the Psychic Yogi.
and I am Cidnee Rich, and this is Astro Reiki for Aquarius season. We entered into this on Saturday, the 20th, and we will be here until about February 18th-ish. And it is the lovely fixed air sign that gives us a little breath after Capricorn season got us started. It gives us a little breath. It gives us a little vision, true vision of where we're going, as it's very future oriented. It's futuristic. It's techie. It's inspiring. It's thought provoking. It challenges the status quo. It's the weirdo in the room full of normies, right? It's this energy that's so interesting and intriguing. And that's why I think there is so much media, like Kisha and I were talking about that too, like so much media that always kind of threads in that the outcast, threads in the weirdo storyline. But those are the people that you're like rooting for and you're like really into. I was just watching The Breakfast Club, and it has like all the classic stereotypes of people, and the weird girl, she had the most compelling or interesting kind of like story that she was hiding behind from her family. And I thought that was interesting. And then at the end of it, they tried to like turn her into this like regular looking girl. And that was lame to me. But my point is, there's always this kind of like outcast weirdo energy that we get drawn to as a society, because I think that it is the embodiment of individuality and of someone being themselves. So the phrase that is often associated with Aquarius energy is I am authentic. Okay. Or I know. If you know yourself, you that is who you are, right? That Jay-Z lyric, one of my faves, you were who you were before you got here. And that is what we all need to find within ourselves, who we were before we got here, because our soul has been this energy before we got incarnated in our human vessel. And so to think about that, your soul journey from an Aquarius lens about the future, it's who you're becoming, right? And that's where we are right now with it being Aquarius season. And not only is it Aquarius season, but societally, which Aquarius rules society, it is the 11th house ruler, which encompasses social concerns, groups, tribes, the collective, essentially is the 11th house. And so we're in this energy as a season, but also as a collective, in a collective energy, with Pluto now having transited into Aquarius on the same day the sun did, which was also pretty cool, on Saturday. So we're in the future, because the future is going to be influenced, the next 20 years literally is going to be influenced by Aquarius energy. And it's time to, there's no more hiding, or there's no more pretending over these next years. And all of that's going to start to be shown in our society. The collective is no longer going to be able to hide behind this old, outdated concept of success, concept of our humanity and what it means to be alive. We're going to start to realize there's so much more, and it's outside of the box, right? Like, that's the point. We've been trying to conform to this energy, and it's not working. It's creating a lot of corruption. It's creating a power dynamic that is not sustainable, because it's getting concentrated at the top, and Aquarius is coming in to disperse that energy around. And I think it's going to take a lot of re-understanding and relearning for us to like really receive it. But we have no choice, because it's fixed, right? It's going to happen. It is happening. And the original ruler of Aquarius was Saturn. So it is coming from this place of structure and rules, and its new ruler, as Uranus was discovered later, comes in to rule it. That's where that kind of like breaking down of that structure aspect of Aquarius comes into play, and kind of that surprise element, like, oh, you thought we were going this way, but we're switching that up on you, and now we're going this way. It's like, it's that kind of it's the trickery energy. It's like you thought it was this, but it's really this. And that's interesting too, because the magician in tarot is ruled by Uranus. And so it's, or Uranus, whatever. It's that idea, that sleight of hand, like, oh, you thought you were getting this with me, but ta-da, it really is this. And so that is what I feel like Pluto and Aquarius is going to do for the collective, is going to be like, oh, you thought this was what was going to get you to that success or that happiness or that joy or that fulfillment, but really it's this. And in the season of Aquarius, we can have that kind of that magic trick happening for us on a more individual, personal level, where it's like, oh, I thought this was what was going on, but really this is happening. So I do think lots of surprise energy is kind of like underlying this Aquarius season, because Uranus is finally, because I know there's been some reports that all planets are direct, but they're not. Uranus is still retrograde until the 27th. So until, what is that? Saturday. And it's been retrograde for like 7 months or something like that in Taurus. So it's really been slowing down the change or the reveal, so to speak, of like what this next chapter looks like and where we're going. So once that goes direct, now you have the surprises dropping down in a very Taurian way, like, what's up, bitch? You know, like, I'm here because of that earth energy, and it's also fixed. Then you got Aquarius energy, it's fixed. So it's like, bam. So it's kind of exciting, because I do think a lot of unsuspecting things are going to occur during Aquarius season on the individual level as well as the collective level. And in the trajectory that we're going, it feels hopeful though. This is not like a scary surprise. This is like a welcome surprise, a welcome didn't see that coming. Because Uranus being in Taurus, which is obviously, like I said, Aquarius's ruler, Taurus is about the things that we want to have, right? What make our creature comforts, you know, all the good stuff. And so when it goes direct, it's unleashing the good stuff that's been held back over this last 7 months. So these surprises are going to be real, and they're going to be pleasurable, and they're going to be exciting, and they're going to make real change, real vision for what we can finally do, you know, with that Aquarius future oriented energy. And that's where the star card, my absolute favorite card in tarot, is the star. It's Aquarius energy, and it's all about keeping your eye on your hopes and your dreams and what you want, your wish fulfillment. I wish upon a star. That is the star energy. And you're wishing for something in the future, something that you're wanting to aspire towards or to have. So I really do feel that once this direct Uranus goes direct, this next couple of months with Pluto and Aquarius, we're going to really start to see some things manifest in a very tangible way, in a very experiential way in our individual lives as well as the collective. But with that being said, it's a double, it's how you're looking through the lens. Are you being authentic? Are you being your truth? Then then you'll be rewarded, right? This is also a year of Saturn, with it being an 8-year. So karma is at play this entire year. So if you've been yourself, if you've been 10 toes down, this is who I am, this is how I'm showing up, then spirit's like, okay, you reap what you sow. On the other side, if you've been fraudulent, if you've been out here perpetrating, you're going to reap that energy. Where the reveal, the surprise is you're exposed. You feel me? So like it's a wherever you are kind of energy, a Rorschach test, so to speak, right? Of what's gonna happen. But I'm feeling good, you know. I don't know about y'all.
I've
But
never heard before. Rorschach test.
And also, last thing before I'll pull, well, two things. One, with Aquarius being the water bearer, it's bringing information, right? So this unexpected energy, this shift of the norms, it's because we're getting information that we didn't have before, or we're seeing things more where the truth is there, right? Knowledge, as they say, is power. So the more information we're presented with, now we have more power to say, I don't like that, or that doesn't resonate with me, or you said that and that doesn't really check out once all this information just came in. So it's like it brings information so that people are kind of, lack of a better word, forced into being who they are, right? In the Moonology deck, the Aquarius, one of the Aquarius cards, I don't know if it's the full or the new moon, it's show the world the real you. Because you can't hide from yourself. And when you hide from yourself, you're out of alignment. Star energy, you're off the path. You're not in your truth. You're not on your path. You're not going to reach your goals. You're not going to reach your wishes because you're not even on the path, because you're not being your true self. You can't get there. You're on the wrong path. So the ankles, right, full circle,
Oh,
right? The ankles are ruled by Aquarius energy, okay?
Smith, expect the unexpected, the ankles.
The ankles and the calves are ruled by Aquarius energy, as well as the circulatory system. So think of information traveling, circulatory system. Okay, that makes sense. Got to get around. It's got to communicate with your whole body. Then you have your ankles and your calves, and that's kind of like Saturn energy of like structure. Like that's helps us move. That's our mobility, right? And it's also our kind of like our, like if your ankles or you got like a strained calf muscle, it's painful to walk. And so not having those strengthen in your truth can make a painful journey. It can make a painful path that you're walking down. And you can only mask that for so long before it catches up to you and you gotta sit your ass down and realize, this isn't working. Okay, whether it's your lifestyle, your relationship, your belief system, whatever, you got to get real eventually, or spirit's gonna force you. So let's get into our tarot pool. We're gonna use our holographic cards because it's the future over here, baby. Okay, Aquarius season. What are the vibes for the collective? For anybody that's watching this, for anyone that's on it currently. Okay. Weird. Okay. I'm gonna go with this. There's a lot. Okay. Essentially, for Aquarius season, we're gonna be mindful of our past, right? And using that to assess our path forward, as the Page of Pentacles is kind of informing this past energy. And it's reversed. And this is reversed. So what I take from this energetically is Aquarius season is going to reroute us if we are not on the path of our truth, because the past has either already rerouted us if we needed to kind of get where we needed to be because we were a little off, and so we're good, or if you still ignored that initial reroute, it's going to do it now. And I say that because I have the Four of Wands, which talks about a new path kind of being created for long-term stability. And the High Priestess reverse, which is a revealing of something. So if it's upright, there's a secret. We don't see something. We don't see all the information. When it's reverse, it's literally water bearer freaking energy, in the sense of like, I'm bringing this information into the forefront where you couldn't see it before. So that's cool. It's also very intuitive, right? Which isn't necessarily considered Aquarius energy, but all of energies, and you know what I mean? So it's kind of like an unexpected way to see that Aquarius energy giving us information, is maybe giving us intuitively inspired information, maybe realizing that time is not linear and everything is happening at once. So when we speak about Aquarius being the future, is it not also the present? So it's kind of saying like that those intuitive thoughts and downloads that we get, it's from our future self maybe giving us this information, and we just don't see it yet because we're not there yet. And then understanding, like with this the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Swords, this is the struggle, this is the pain, this is the grief, this is the restriction and I have the Devil restriction. This is what also is here if you're in your inauthentic self, right? This is why these cards came out. It's the toxic energy, the inability to let go of rigidity, the feeling stuck, the feeling like there is no solution, that there's only the way that I've been doing it. You know, the Five of Cups is worrying about what was instead of worrying about what will be. And the Eight of Pentacles is this, but I did all this work. I did all this work. I did all this work, and it's going to show it, and it has to work. And it's like, but what if it doesn't? Because it's not for you, and it wasn't going to work in the first place, but you were ignoring it because of what it looked like. This is superficial energy. This is what things, oh, that looks pretty and shiny. That's garbage, right? Capricorn energy. I mean, I'm saying that in that respect right now. Capricorn energy is not garbage. But in this respect, it's the devil saying, look how this looks. Look what my money buys me. Look what my status gets me. That is a false
Reality.
yeah, and the reality, like that's not what you want. That's not the star. That's not what you're asking for and manifesting. You're wanting happiness. You're wanting joy. You want fulfillment. You don't really want money. You don't really want popularity. You don't really want validation, external validation. What you want is to feel happy, aligned, purposeful, content. You know, that's what you want. And so it's taking the mask off of that and showing, and it can be really hard if you're not willing to take the mask off. Or it can be like the Knight of Cups, and it can feel like a super awesome opportunity of goodness and excitement and love and creativity and intuition and more exciting adventures coming in. Love that.
What was with the tarot? What was one of the first cards? It was before the Page of Pentacles reversed.
The Six of Cups,
Six of Cups.
also reversed.
Okay. All right. So, I'm feeling out which direction to go because I got like 3 different things in my head right now. I'll go with the collective read first. So let's see what we got for the collective read on Aquarius season. All right, so I heard standing in your truth. Comes across as obviously the authenticity part, but for me, this is, oh, I see. Okay. So what I feel like a lot of us are going to be going through on an individual level, obviously as a collective, because this is a collective read, but your relationships are going to be shifting and changing, which could be some people leaving, some people coming in, strengthening or deepening some relationships, and others becoming a little bit the string being a little more loose, right? Like we're still cool, I still love you, but we're just I love you enough to let you do your own thing kind of, and I got my thing I'm doing here, and it'll be what it is kind of a thing, which is interesting because I'm having that relationship right now with an Aquarius. Like I love you, but you're really helping me to serve my purpose, not be as distracted, and stay focused, stay fixed, right, on where I'm trying to go. And so it's kind of a I love you, but I love me more type of an energy that I feel. And I feel like when it comes down to this season, you are probably going to, I want to say, have like flashes of not just inspiration, but like I just see like glitter or something. So it's like little flashes of insight. To me, that would probably be that high priestess in reverse type of energy, but like little flashes of insight of what no longer serves you, or how things, like the deeper meaning of certain actions, not just other people, but like the purpose, intention of maybe some of those relationships or people around you, or some of your actions, ways of being, things like that. And so that kind of goes into what you were talking about, Cidnee, when it's not that you're really, desiring a lot of money or like fame and like recognition, all those kind of things. I find that in transformative soul coaching, that really the underlying tone for a lot of this is, which you and I talked about earlier, is really, a sense of belonging. Okay, people are actually looking for belonging, which to me that makes sense during Aquarius season. It's about humanitarian efforts and the collective and your individuality within that. Okay, and so to me, it's that sense of belonging, like I am because we are Ubuntu. And so it feels like just kind of noticing what no longer resonates with you, and the new reality, new paradigm that you're stepping into. I like that you mentioned like your future self, talking to yourself now, because I know that within a lot of like spiritual practices and things like that, energy work, they might talk about that, either timeline jumping, quantum jumping, accessing parallel universes. Even your Akashic records, you don't realize that a lot of people think of it's past stuff, but it can also contain like a forward, what happens next type of energy. And that would be future thinking. But also you could turn that around, and your future self could give the aspect of you, like your higher self, information on what to do next. And of course, information deals with Aquarius energy too. And so it might not be in the most conventional way. Of course, unconventionalism is also an Aquarius energy, but this would be, like I was talking about, that sense of belonging. That's really a lot of times why we're trying to achieve certain goals. We want to make a lot of money because we want to be able to do this, do that. or provide better for our loved ones, things like that. We want to feel like we belong as part of a team, as part of a tribe, as part of a collective. We want to feel like we're doing our part, when we are wanting to achieve status through, fame and fortune, or vanity metrics and social media, of course, technology, part of Aquarius season energy. But trying to achieve that, it's like some of those people, if you haven't been operating out of integrity, then yes, those things will become exposed, and not necessarily intentionally. It's just that people are starting to wake up, and they're going to be able to see through the facade. And energy doesn't lie, vibes don't lie. And so people will be able to start to see through that facade, especially when things are, strategically curated to look away, or, you look like you're dressing up for a particular part in a play or something like that. People are going to start to see through that. And I just feel like when you're seeking external validation through, whether it's fame and fortune or likes or whatever it is, that's once again seeking belonging. That's kind of segues into, I would say, underlying tone of imposter syndrome. Like, I'm not good enough, I'm not this enough, or I'm too much of this or too much of that. It's basically like, who am I? Okay. And so this season, I feel like people are going to be, their shadows are going to be pushed to the forefront. Not necessarily for everyone else to see, that might happen, but also for themselves to see the reflection that you're looking at. When you show up, how are you showing up in your most authentic self? And then allowing that awareness to help you to, I would say, evolve in a greater, higher aspect of you, more truthful, authentic self. And so, with that being said, I also think it's kind of interesting. You mentioned the circulatory system, the ankles and the calves, because today we have the Leo full moon. And so I find that very interesting, because the circulatory system it's comprised of two different systems: the lymphatic system and the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular deals with the heart, right? But it pumps it through, that heart energy pumps through to the rest of the body, to the extremities. So it's almost kind of like your love reaching out, right, to others. When you love someone, you hug them, right? So that's an extension of your heart space. But then also knowing how to stand in your own truth, right? So because it goes down to the ankles and the calves, which I find very interesting, because the soleus muscle that's deep within the calf actually is known as the second heart. It pumps blood back up to the heart. So it helps, in order for you to really be more heart centered, you need to not only know how to extend that to others, but also to bring it back to yourself, right? And it's kind of interesting too, because with the circulatory system being not just cardiovascular, but also lymphatic, the lymphatic system is the detoxing. It's like it's time to throw away what no longer serves you, right? No, whatever no longer resonates, whatever's causing like that devil energy, that toxicity, those, what's the word I'm looking for? Addictions, or obsessions, facades, like all that type of stuff. Technically, that's kind of what your lymphatic system does. It goes through and says, you know what, this stuff here is toxic. It's no longer working. We need to get this out. All right. So that you can actually embrace a new path as you forge forward. Right. I like the spiritual science bridge thing. I'm like, yeah. So, anyways, but that helps you to honor being able to let go of what no longer serves you, but also circulating more love and authenticity within your life. So I think that's really cool, that is what rules Aquarius season, or the energy of the Aquarian archetype is the circulatory system, ankles and calves. I was like, oh, okay, I see how this goes together astrologically. So spiritually, scientific. I told my class that part of my gift is not only just to demystify mysticism, but also to take things from the celestial down to the cellular. I was like, ooh, right? I'm like, that's a new thing. Okay. I might have found my authentic voice with this, teaching anatomy and physiology. I was like, I got this. So anyways, happy Aquarius season, everybody. May you find more joy, love, fulfillment circulating within your life as you let go of anything that no longer serves you and detoxing that out of your space, your mind, your heart, your soul.
Absolutely amazing. Love that. I hope people listen to this because both segments were pretty fire. That you connecting it to anatomy is amazing
And
because
body.
there's already those little trinkets out there when they say that they're looking at like how our eyes look like the universe, right? So it's already kind of planted that seed that people realize that we're a reflection of the universe, right? So when you bring it down into even more connections like that, I mean, so freaking cool. I love it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're listening on the podcast and or watching on YouTube, share it because there's lots of information in here. And to expand your mind and to get that knowledge like Aquarius likes to give. It sure does. I don't
Well,
know if y'all know an Aquarius, but they like to tell you that they know stuff. Okay. And with that being said, we will see you guys next time for the new moon in Aquarius.